I completely divided the internet when I tried to fix the gearbox on this £500 Discovery 3. The comments section lit up after the first video, with 50% of you believing it was the seals for the Mechatronic unit, and the other 50% believe it was all battery related. Now, if you haven't seen the first video on this, basically I've got a lack of drive, it jumps in and out of gear, I've got a gear ratio fault on the ECU, and the whole situation gets a whole lot worse when it gets hot. So welcome back to Final Drive. Put a comment down below what you think the issue is before we get started with it, and let's go and find out. Yes, I am hoping that the weather's going to pick back up at some point. I'm not the only one getting wet. Rob's here and Max is back as well behind the camera. But we'll start with the battery. I'll chuck a new battery on it and just try it, just to see if anybody can change the weather.
Oh my God.
Bail out.
Jesus.
Right, so the weather's backed off enough that we can actually crack on now, because that was a lot of rain. So we'll just whip the battery out, obviously, put a new battery on. And just try it, just see what it does, see if the E-clutch engages, see if it's got enough torque behind it. I'm assuming batteries are being used as like a capacitor, so where that one's dead, and the one that's under there, out the rain, is brand spanking new. Yes, it's a Halfords one, yes I am going to change it, that's just for experimental reasons today. So let's chuck that on, start it up and see if it drives. Whilst Rob lives his best life playing with electricity and water, I went off to search why a battery would affect a gear shift. Turns out a transmission control module and an E-clutch really require a lot of voltage to operate correctly. I thought an alternator would put out enough juice, but apparently not. Okay, let's see what happens now then. It's still cold though, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's driven off all right.
Certainly changed gear very nicely as well.
We do need to plug the nanocom in really and find out what temperature the box is actually at. Well, we're juddering.
Yeah.
It's helped, I'm not gonna lie, it has definitely helped, but it hasn't fixed it. I think we'll definitely do the seals as well, and we'll go from there.
That was quick.
So much better.
Is it?
I'll give them that, yeah. Oh look.
Oh.
It's coming from up on the bottom of that button.
Oh dear.
Button's melting away. I'm actually quite impressed that the gearbox is better than it was. That took me longer than it should have to find. I didn't think the battery was going to make that much difference, to be honest, but it evidently does. So 50% of you were correct. The battery does have a difference, but it's not my be all and end all, unfortunately. So shush. It's nice to actually have a battery in it, to be honest with you. It's been a bit of a pain being flat all the time. Oil temperature 26 degrees, needs to be what, 35?
Yes.
Okay. Alright. Hey!
There he is.
Nice. Right, we're just going to disconnect the battery. Awkwardly, now we've got it up on the ramps. Yeah, we're disconnecting the battery because we're pulling the Mechatronics unit out, and I don't want it to do anything funny while I've got the mechs out, because, you know, it could try and do something with it. I don't know. I'm just taking the battery out because we're taking the battery off, because messing around with electronics and batteries is a bad idea. So, taking the battery off. And then I'm going to drain the gearbox.
Again?
Yeah. Well, in fact, whilst Rob takes the battery off, I'm going to drain the gearbox.
Good idea.
So I'm going to get some bits for that. This needs absolutely no introduction. This is the cat litter oil pan. Yeah, the cat litter tray's come back. I've seen the cat litter tray before.
Yes, it is a cat litter tray.
Cat litter tray.
Oh, reeks.
We quite quickly realised that taking the front under tray off was going to be the only way of getting this sump off. We should have started to realise the signs were there that there was no gearbox under tray, and there was a huge leak from around the sump from the gearbox where someone's potentially tried to get the sump off previously, failed and put it back up. Unfortunately, most of the bolts were just hand tight. Nearly one, hang on. Ooh.
That's all it needed.
Did you stay on your feet?
Just about.
Well done. You out?
Yeah, we're good.
Nice. The little T30 bolts that hold the sump to the gearbox are an absolute nightmare. The row across the front are hidden by a subframe, and the row across the rear are hidden by a cross member, which makes them extremely difficult to get out, and that's before things got slightly intimate.
What's that?
What's that?
I caught that.
How was I in it? Yeah, let me have a go. Let me have a go. What's the matter with you?
I just turned around and basically kissed you.
Well, you missed. This is terrible. We're absolutely covered in it.
Brilliant. This is what I live for.
This is terrible. Yeah, do like and subscribe because this is an absolute joke.
You haven't even got the... Oh my god.
Hang on, do that again. All of the guides say to cut the filter tube off, but with the heat that mine experienced, the filter tube just snapped off. Now, it's getting a bit dark, but I just need to get that Mechatronics plug out of there. I thought you just twisted it. You do. There you go. That's absolutely sopping wet, so that seal's knackered. Then it's just a matter of taking this out. I think you just take out the longer bolts. So that's that one. That one's a smaller one. Sorry, the bigger bolts, I mean. There's one there. Right, I'm going to keep doing this and then I'll cut back when it's out. I've got to put my hand in the oil, let it all run up my arms.
Is that because it's...
That sleeve, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, slide it out. It got caught up on the Mechatronics sleeve. I didn't realise it was going to get caught on the sleeve.
Yeah, he is.
Alright, I'm coming out. I got extremely wet and oily doing that. As soon as you start to take the bolts out, it just starts to drop and more oil comes out. It just gets more and more and more, and then you realise that the ones that you've missed are through the oil curtain. Anyway, it's out now, so here we are. I'm probably just going to put the sump back on with a couple of bolts for tonight, and then we'll cut back tomorrow where we rebuild the Mechatronics unit. But I do want to see this bridge seal. How are we looking here?
I think that is more of a...
Oh my god, look at that. Look, look, look. The bridge seal's just fallen apart in my hand. This is an issue, and what is that? What is that?
That is something that's melted, so this has got extremely fuzz on.
Well, that's why that's just stuck to it. Yeah, it should not have got that hot. Okay, that's fine. Can't believe the bridge seal fell apart. This is definitely contributing towards my issues. Definitely. It's not particularly flat, but it has melted. So,
Oh no.
what's that?
It's pretty much
Ooh,
all that is metal.
it's all metal. Oh, that didn't sound very good, mate. Oh, that is big old chunks of metal. Okay, so obviously it's the next day. The weather is much more favourable, but we do need to crack on. Last night I left it so that the Mechatronics unit's in the garage, and I put the sump back on the gearbox, the old one. Just put a couple of bolts in it just to stop any sort of like water splashing up into it or anything like that. So currently, that's sat there, still on the ramps, and we will take the seals out of the gearbox and replace them, then put it all back together again. There are big chunks of metal on the back of this Mechatronics unit. It appears to have come from a piece of aluminium between the bridge seal on the gearbox itself that smashed itself off and then gone through the clutches. Fingers crossed it hasn't done too much damage, but we will see. Something quite interesting is the difference between the new Mechatronics seal and the old one. So look at this. Yeah, there's quite a lot of difference there. And with the old one as well, there's a seal in the back of the bridge seal effectively that actually stuck to the gearbox, as you might have seen in the previous clip. So yeah, it's all good news at the moment. The sump's been on here overnight. I've got this absorbent stuff, but I did make a hell of a mess. Don't work on Land Rovers on a driveway that you're precious about, I'll tell you that much. It's not worth doing. Here he is.
Here comes Brian.
Here he is. This is all good news though, we want as much fluid out as possible. So there you go, when you're doing your ZF transmission oil change, leave it overnight with no filter in it and a sump pan on it and you'll get more out. Gravity. Look at it. Yeah, I'm glad I chose to go for the tray. Where's that all come? Hopefully it's all come out of the torque converter. It still isn't, isn't it?
That was absolutely
rooted.
brown bread.
The good thing is it obviously, there's no swarf in the gearbox. So that's always good news. Let's see if we can pop these seals out. These aren't going to want to come out, are they? Got to be really careful not to damage the gearbox underneath them. One that size, please. I'll try and show you the difference in the new seals to the old seals. Look at that. They stick out so much further and they are actually fully seated. They don't go any further. They're much better than the old seals. I popped the rest of the hard seals out and replaced them for the new soft squidgy ones. And it was at that point I noticed there might be a slight issue. There's a bit of gearbox missing. That looks like it's actually broken off to me. I can't really get a particularly great angle on it. Don't know. I'll have a look into it, but that looks to me like there's something broken off of there because it's very sharp. So yeah, I'll check that out. As with all of these kits, you need to replace the sump as well because of the filter situation, which you've all seen. But to get that to stay in place, I'm going to glue it on with a bit of like Mansouri glue sort of stuff, bit of Tiger Seal, or instant gasket, I suppose is probably the better one for it. But because otherwise you have to get that up sideways and then you've got to turn it into place. But you've got the Mechatronics, you've got the filter, you've got all sorts of stuff that can just knock that out of place. And I want it to seal first time, really. So splodge, splodge. This is my method. You can use your own. Blue Peter. I'll set that down on top of it. I can't remember which way up this needs to go. I think it wants to go that way. Aha. So that is sort of being held in. I'm going to put it back out again a sec. Yeah, they've made it just so it pinches that middle bridge, but oh, you know what I mean? Bridge seal. How has a bit of that bridge come off?
But it's not the part that's sealed, so you should be okay.
Yeah, so that hopefully will stay up. I put the sleeve in prematurely, so that's got to come back out. Thank you. So we're going back in. I'm assuming all I really need... Oops. All I really need to locate is that shifter mechanism. It just doesn't want to go in. It didn't really want to come out, did it?
No.
What you need to make sure is that the shifter linkage matches up.
I think you're nearly there.
I'm going to go with that one. Has Rob got another bolt loaded? Thank you. Yeah, it's still quite wobbly, but then ultimately it needs to butt up against a load of seals, doesn't it?
Yeah, and the seals are new, so they're pressed out at the moment.
Yeah, exactly. After I'd spent a very long time bolting the Mechatronics unit back in, off camera I had a real fight with trying to get the sleeve for the electronics plugged back into it, to the point where I ended up taking the whole thing back out to work out how it worked.
What's going on?
Just dropping the Mechatronics unit back out because we can't work out how to get that clip in.
What clip?
This clip here.
Ah.
So our issue, basically, we've had to take the Mechatronics back out because we can't get the sleeve. So this trigger has to come up, right? You've got two little tiny pins in there, and they come up and go around this groove here. these little ears push those pins back enough to unlock them, so you know when it's all seated properly effectively. This part is a ZF part, but possibly because it's brand new and whatever else, it's very, very difficult to push that in far enough to push that up. And when it's in the car, there's no chance we're going to be able to. This is the original one. It leaks like a sieve, but I put it in a minute ago and it all just went together really easily, which is great. So what we might do is pop the unit back, try putting the new sleeve in now we know how it works. And if it doesn't work, I'll pop the seals off, put them on the old unit and put the old one back in with new seals on it. We have managed to get the Mechatronics sleeve back in. It took me with 2 hands pushing it in and wiggling it, and Rob pushing the clip up for it to go in. So good luck if you're doing that by yourself. You might need a bar or something on it. You will feel when the filter's in the right place because it slots in nicely. Then it's just a matter of trying to get the sump back on without dislodging that gasket, and then get all the bolts back through it in the correct procedure, which is a nightmare, but they do provide you with a printout from ZF which shows you which order they go in, unless your name's
basically
Max.
go around it in a sort of a almost clockwise motion, don't you?
No. we do a star pattern.
No, right. You misunderstand.
Yeah, I definitely misunderstood.
Right.
Yeah, so we've got the sump back on. We did it in as much of the order as we could. We're just going to chuck as much fluid as we can in until it comes out the hole, which is fine. We can get it rolling. We can just roll it off the ramps hopefully without starting it, and then fill it up the rest of the way. And then we'll run it up and do the procedure. So fingers crossed. Oh yeah, a bit blue up. Sorry.
So wrong.
That seemed so normal before I started doing it. Cool, hang on. So, what we're going to do now is run it through all the gears as per the procedure, because we've just put as much fluid in it as we can until it leaks back out. So, we're not running it up to temperature just yet. Just going to put it into reverse. Oh, that was neutral. That's reverse apparently. Transmission fault limited, gears available. Okay, that's reverse. It's gone into fault, but we're going to drive. Interesting. Go back into park. And you cycle the ignition. Go into drive. Transmission fault limited, gears available. All right, let's just open it up and see what comes out fluid wise. It might not have enough in it yet. That's a bit concerning. Okay. Yeah, go on. Right, so the situation we're at now at the minute, we put in, what did we put in, about 3 litres, something like that, and it wouldn't drive at all. So I took the fill plug back out and nothing came out, and we've just managed to put another 2.5 litres in. So we've plugged the nanocom in, we're going to clear the faults and see what happens. We may be looking at almost a full charge of like 9 litres, so we might only be halfway there still, but we're going to clear the faults on the nanocom and see what happens, because a minute ago we had no drive at all and that's the worst it's ever been. So fingers crossed. Can that see it?
Right, that's the only fault we've got now.
Is that height sensor, yeah?
Right.
Come on, just give me some sort of hint that you're going to drive.
That one in the drive?
We're into reverse, yeah, that's fine. It's neutral.
Drive.
Just drive. Can you see the dashboard? You might want to turn the flash off unless you can see it. Want to go
Sports?
the second gear. Don't say anything. Third, fourth, fifth. Okay, I don't know why it's doing that. Sixth. I haven't asked it to do that. Fault. It went all the way up through the gears, up to 6th gear on its own, after I put it over into manual, and then went into fault. Incorrect gear ratio. incorrect gear ratio, front right sensor, transmission control module, component failure, fault cleared successfully. Litres, we've run out, right, that's empty basically. So yeah, so this will be 7 litres that we put back in, so it's running, it's at 30 degrees at the minute and it's not coming back out the fill plug yet. So it's not gone back into fault, it's gone into fault a couple of times when we've tried to run it through the gears, but it's not yet gone back into fault this time. So anyway, yeah, I'll chuck this in. We'll keep an eye on that temperature. Right, come on then, it's going to drive. It's not really made much difference. Microphone, I'll put the microphone over there.
Okay. Change seconds.
We've been here before though.
Yeah.
Ooh! Didn't like that much, did it?
No, that was a nasty change.
What do we do? It's not really working. It keeps going into fault. It's a lot better than it was, but it's nowhere near really drivable. Won't go into third. First and second, lovely, really nice, smooth. Goes into third, it just goes bang, revs its head off, jolts the truck. It still jolts between drive and reverse. Don't know whether it's to do with the adaptive learning. If any of you guys know, let me know if you think it's the adaptive learning or if it's just a matter of rip the box out and put a new box in it. So yeah, neither the battery nor the seals have fixed it. They've helped, both of them helped. So yeah, continue to follow on. We are probably going to put a gearbox in it, to be honest with you. The first video did really well, so I can't just give up with it and scrap it. So like the video, subscribe to the channel, that really helps, and the more subs I get, the more likely I'm going to actually fix it. But thanks for coming on the journey. Sorry it's not fixed. Bear with us. We will fix it. That just wasn't the right way of doing it. See you later. What is it? What did you do?
He saluted.
Oh, right. I thought you put it like that by my head. That's it then, innit? That's it.
I'm here.
That's why I've moved the microphone over here. Oh yeah. I don't know how to start it. I haven't got my coffee in my hand. Something's not quite right.
I haven't got my coffee.
Now, if you remember correctly, my issues were I don't have a bonnet stay.
Such a mum umbrella as well.
Oh, is that like a... Oh, look at him. Oh, look, he's happy now.
It stopped fucking raining.
No, as in... Hang on. Where's he gone? Yeah, it has actually stopped a bit. I can't zoom out. Oh no!
As soon as you walk back, it starts fucking.
Oh no! What is this?
Oh, there you go.
Nah, this is a joke.
Let's go.
Let's carry on then.
Yeah. Can't wait to see that outtake.
Glad that's here.
Yeah. Really useful.
Constantly trying to get squashed by this damn truck. Next one I buy is going to have springs, not airbags.
Yeah, it's a bit of a bugger, right? Isn't it?
Problem.
What the?
Real problem.
Rob!
It will stop when it hits the bump stops. We'll do that now. That's it, really.
Yeah.
Cut.
You can but please, not today. Not today.